Hello, wonderful people. Groovy Mom here. Today is Sunday, and I'm making a Sunday dinner. I have 2 pounds of ground chuck here. I was going to make, just thinking about making burgers, but I'm kind of feeling lazy. It's just the 3 of us, and kind of trying to use up a little bit of what we have. Obviously, I bought the burger meat, but it was cheaper than going out to eat, which was what we were thinking about doing. So, I bought 2 pounds of burger meat, but I'm going to make kind of a loose leaf burger instead. Loose leaf? Loose leaf tea. I'm going to make a loose meat burger instead of forming into patties, but I'm going to kind of still use the patty idea. And I'm going to use onions with it. Lately I've been hankering for onions, and some of my favorites I make with this. I don't know if it's a zoodle, I don't know what it is, spiralizer or something like that. I got it years and years ago, and I used it for a bit, then it kind of went and sat under the shelf, and now it's back, and I just love how it makes these like little, very, very fine noodles, very, very fine onions, and they just fry up nicely with the burger and taste delicious. Just better than I could do cutting by hand. And so I'm just going to go ahead and mix these in here. So check your pantry or whatever if you have one of those zoodle makers. Those are awesome. And I think I use them for onions more than anything. I've used it for cheese too, but I don't know. For some reason, I just did not value this appliance like I should have. And now I'm coming to value it. And I'm so glad I didn't have to rebuy a new one to learn that. So anyway, I'm just adding the onions on top of this and kind of letting them go to town while the meat browns. Part of the reason I came up with this idea to make these loose leaf like this is because I went and got some gyros last week, and here I'm just adding some salt and pepper, but I somehow got somebody else's order. It was like 2 tacos, but then for some reason they also ordered a bag of pita bread. And so I got their order and I couldn't return it. They said, no, we can't take it back because of COVID and blah, blah, blah. So I've had these pita breads that I need to use up, and I wanted to put something on those. And so I decided, Frank's like, well, we could use those for burger buns. And so I decided to do loose leaf. I thought that would be better. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and use those as our bread. And here I'm just adding some salt and pepper. So then the next ingredient up, I decided I want to throw in some mushrooms too. And one thing that I've been doing that like saves my life here is that I buy these big frozen bags of mushrooms. They're like 4.5 pounds, something like that. And then I can use them in omelets, or like the other day we made some steaks and I had mushrooms on the side. So I fried up the steaks in the pan. Then I threw these mushrooms in. They soaked up all the juices and they just tasted amazing, wonderful, tasty. But I didn't have those slimy mushrooms rotting away in my fridge, what seems to like usually happen to me. So this has been a wonderful compromise to just have these on hand. And so I'm throwing these in here, and I know, some people might not like mushrooms are kind of watery. And so these will cook up in here and add a little bit of gravy-ish to it because of the moisture, and that's kind of what I want actually. But if that were something you didn't want, then I would just fry up the mushrooms in a different pan and then mix it in. But I kind of liked the gravy. In fact, at the end, I added just a little bit more water to make it a little bit more gravy-ish. I didn't want to add the flour and everything. But so I'm just going to go ahead and mix these in and then kind of let it do its magic. The only other thing that I think that I'm going to add here is going to be some just garlic powder. I think it needs that little bit of flavor. You could also probably add some onion powder. You could add whatever you want in this, actually. I don't even have a recipe. I'm just like flying by the seat of my pants here. But so I put about like a teaspoon, we'll say, of some garlic powder in there. So just salt, pepper, garlic powder. Then I'm kind of just going to stir this bad boy up and wait for everything to cook up and be ready to go. And that's basically, you could see me beating these frozen mushrooms into submission. Get down, boy, down! Alright, then we're going to take a little break here, and I will come back when things look a little more done. Here's where the magic happens. Ta-da! Pretty much almost done. I added a little bit more water to make a little bit of a gravy. I wanted it, sorry, moister. I just wanted a little bit moister. I did not want like a dry, just dry. So I contemplated adding some flour and then some water to make a true gravy, but decided against it. And this worked out just fine. I did let it simmer down a little bit, and then I did taste it, and I thought it needed just a touch more salt and pepper. Other than that, she is tasting delicious and very much kind of like I wanted. So now the final touch is that I'm putting cheese on it. Now, had this been a burger patty, I think I would have went for processed cheese because it's just more gooey and drippy, and I found that that actually is the preference. But with this, it actually worked okay because then you can kind of see, I don't want to say different portions, but it just kind of set everything apart a little bit more, and I liked the texture of the cheese on top of here. I'm just using avocado oil and the pita bread to spray those and heat them up on that pan. I used for mine though, these are like one of my favorites right now. They're contos, I don't know. They're mini flatbreads and they're very tasty. I like them in my dash maker. If you use like just a half of one with an egg, they are delicioso. And then here I'm trying not to disrupt the cheese too much because like I said, it kind of shows like a portion or whatever, it kind of shows you what to take out as if it really is a burger. But that's basically it. Just let the cheese melt and I will show you the finished product here in just one moment. And here we go. This is the finished product. This one is mine. This is on the flatbread. I don't have any pictures of the ones on the pita bread, but basically it was just the same, except for bigger, and you could roll it up like a gyro. But this was a yummy, delicious comfort food. We had some chips on the side. I put some, just like a burger, put some ketchup on it. It was very good. This is something that I would definitely add into my rotation, especially on a lazy day where I don't want sloppy joes, but I don't want to make burger patties, but I still want that delicious taste of a burger. This was fantastic. Give it a try. See what you think. Hope you like it as much as I did. Peace be with you.